Hey guys, Christian here from PTCGCentral. I'm just doing a deck profile. Since the last couple deck profiles, I've been just like laying my stuff on my mat, and I did that for the live stream as well. I figured that I'd do something a little different. I'm gonna show off a deck that everyone's like talking about: Darkrai, Keldeo, and Rayquaza Eels, and all that stuff next format. And Blastoise Keldeo, of course, because of that deck. Yeah, so I'm trying to do a little bit of a different thing here, where I'm just gonna put the cards in front of you. Just tell me, guys, if you like this style better. This is actually Darkrai, Mewtwo, and Keldeo, and sort of like Tex. It's actually super duper consistent, and I really love it. I don't know if I'll run this, but I'll run it for now at least because I really, really like it. I don't know if this would do well. If you guys have any suggestions, please tell me. So yeah, let's get started. 3 Darkrai. Darkrai is the main attacker of the deck. I don't even know what to say because we all know how good Darkrai is. So yeah, Darkrai, 3 of them. Next, 3 Mewtwo. I was thinking about bringing this down to 2 since you run a lot of different attackers, but Mewtwo is just so powerful. You don't really want to maybe go any less than 2. You're mainly using X-Ball here. Mewtwo and Darkrai just go really well together. 3 Mewtwo. It's called Darkrai Mewtwo for a reason. And next we've got Tex. I run 1 Tornado CX. This thing is super useful. I can get blow through on turn 1 sometimes. It's just a fast card and it does 100. It's pretty good. I really, really like Tornado CX. 1 Keldeo EX. I know I was talking about this tech before. With Poison Hypnotic Beam in the Plasma format, holy crap, this card is so necessary. If they Poison Hypnotic Beam your active, then you have to use Russian. Also, Keldeo is just really good. Its attack, sometimes you'll use it to counter Landorus, but not that often. You can even attach a Dark to him, and he'll always be your free retreater for the game. However, I was thinking about running Switch, because I find that people catch up the Keldeo and then Poison Hypnotic Beam it, and then he'll go to sleep, and then I flip Tails, because my luck is shit. And then he'll be stuck up there active. So I was thinking about running Switch, but for now, I think Keldeo's pretty good. And as for my last sort of attacker, I run Buffalon. I put this guy in the last minute. I just figured if I had to face a Sigilyph or something, but at the same time, that's not even really the reason why he's in here. Buffalon is just a monster still against EX. I feel like this card helps a lot against Blastoise Keldeo, and it also helps a lot against, even though you have Mewtwo for Blastoise Keldeo, I feel like it helps a lot against Rate Eels as well. Rate Eels specifically is a more difficult matchup. Blastoise Keldeo isn't an easy matchup either, but it's actually with Mewtwo it can be somewhat winnable, but it's could be 50-50, but with this card, slides both of those matchups in your favor. Next we've got 2 Sableye. I'm not even gonna say anything. It's just good. Next we've got supporters. Pretty standard lineup. 4 N, obviously, because N's good. Unless you're running Blastoise Keldeo, you probably shouldn't run N. You probably should run N. 4 Juniper. It's the best support for this deck because you want to discard things for Dark Patch. I have to say, I do have some proxies in this deck. I haven't gone to the Plasma pre-release yet. 2 Chorus. Chorus is really good. It's a brand new supporter. You shuffle your hand to your deck and draw as many Pokemon are on your and your opponent's bench. This might not be that good in the early game, but in the late game, this will draw you up to 7 or 8 cards, depending on your matchup. So it can be a super good supporter, or it can be super bad. That's why I'm only running 2. Then run 1 Skyla. You could run 2, but Skyla's only useful in a couple situations, even in this deck, because this deck's pretty fast. So, yeah, 1 Skyla seems to work fine. Next, I run 4 Poison Hypnotic Beam or Hypnotoxic Laser. I'm used to calling it Poison Hypnotic Beam since that was the Japanese name of it. This card is almost as good as Catcher. It's absolutely broken. It's so good. Every deck should pretty much run 4, unless Blastoise Keldeo, except Blastoise Keldeo and Rate Eels. Those the exceptions. It's so good. It's broken. What it does is your active Pokemon's you use it on your opponent, and then their active Pokemon is poison. For Pokemon of heads, they're asleep, which, if you're like me, I really have to experience how devastating this card is because my opponents will always flip heads, and then I'll flip tails on the sleep, and it's no fun. 4 Pokemon Catcher, that's pretty obvious. I don't even... Yeah, I'm taking it off the screen now. It's stupidly obvious. Another pretty obvious thing to run for Dark Patch. You run Darkrai, it's your only form of energy acceleration. So, for Dark Patch, and you can energy switch these things around too, to, yeah, do stuff. Like, sometimes I'll actually get, it's not, like, common, but you can get the turn 1 blow through. I mean, the turn 1 power blast. 3 Ultra Ball, these are just to get your basics out. Pretty simple. I mean, you could run, no, you can't run Heavy Ball, you won't search anything in this deck. Ultra Ball's the best search for Pokemon in the game, so I'm just running 3. Running 3 Energy Switch. I normally like 4 in these kinds of decks, but I was running 4 and it felt really unnecessary. Since a lot of the time your attackers rely on DCE more than anything, like the only attacker that doesn't rely on DCE is Darkrai, you're technically only using these for the Darkrai's, and since all the other attackers are relying on DCE, like you will use these on like Mewtwo once in a while to like get an extra energy on it for a Mewtwo War or something, but I mean, like other than that, it's pretty much for Darkrai. So, 3 Energy Switch. Run 2 Pokemon Center. Why would I do that? These aren't Pokemon Centers. They're proxies for Verbank City Gym. I was thinking about bringing my Verbank count down to 1, but I mean, you kind of want to get this card in play. But at the same time, I feel like everybody will be playing Verbank. So I was thinking about bringing it down to 1, but let's do a little more testing. Verbank is just really good. Makes it so Poison Hypnotic Beam is more effective. Makes it so Poison does 20 more in between turns, which is devastating. 2 Ram Receivers. In most decks, you don't run Ram Receiver anymore, but in this deck, you want it because you can junk hunt for it. Pretty simple. I think that everyone pretty much knows that by now. Next, I run 2 Dark Claw. Eviolite's not nearly as powerful because of Poison Hypnotic Beam or Hypnotoxic Laser or whatever the heck I want to call it. Because it breaks right through Eviolite's effects. So Dark Claw is better most of the time. But sometimes Eviolite can be pretty good, which is why I run 1. I'll find myself attaching this to Tornadus against a fighting deck, and it's still pretty monstrous. I don't run Aspertia, but still Eviolite is good. And sometimes Eviolite can still win games even... Like, against the decks I don't run Aspertia. Like, against Ray Eels, Eviolite's important, too, because then they have to invest that 1 extra energy to knock you out. 1 Computer Search. It's the best A-Spec for Darkrai decks. And then my energy count is... I'll take out the Dark Energies. This is pretty standard. 8 Dark, pretty much for the whole Dark Patch and stuff. And then 4 DCE for all the other attackers. They all run off of DCE. That's the deck profile for now. I was testing Darkrai Keldeo, but I felt like it was kind of hit and miss. Like sometimes I would get, like I kept on getting turn 2 Night Spheres. The first day I was like playing it, and then the next day I was getting turned like 3 or 4 Night Spheres, and I'm like, what the poops? I'm using the same list. This deck though, it just has a lot of options. And because of that, it's pretty decent against most matchups, and it's not like something like Darkrai and Tex, where like it's like Prism Energies. It's like almost just, it's a universal language. They all run on DCE or Dark Energies, so I love it. I love it a lot, actually. It's a really great deck. So see you guys later, and have a good day. Bye.